All right, and we are back. Welcome back, everybody, to the second game for the night. I am once again Staff Sergeant Washington or Logan Silvers, joined here by Coach Matt, otherwise known as Sniper, and we are joined here in the booth today by Hyper HD15. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
It's just Hyper, man. You don't have to do the HD15. Yeah, I am Hyper, or otherwise known as Corporal Bowden, but Hyper from here on out. I'm actually a little excited. I was a little sad my team kind of got run over by the Trundle show last game, but new game, new feelings.
Yeah, new game, new feelings. Exactly, new game, new feelings. All right, so we're sitting here with the 32nd Blue Knights versus the 34th Ducks. Right now, we're sitting with the 32nd banning out Viego and Seraphine, with the Ducks banning out Caitlyn and now Amumu.
Since looking at for their OPs, the Seraphine and the Amumu ban a little questionable. I mean, the Seraphine not actually just because of how strong she is at the moment, just with this new meta coming in. But the Amumu is kind of odd because he's not really like top tier, he's not really bad tier, he's kind of like floating there in the middle. So maybe they're banning it out for like a pocket pick, like maybe it's somebody's pocket pick.
Maybe they didn't have new game, new feelings, and someone had a very bad experience with an Amumu recently.
Oh wow! Instant hover on the Nocturne. So you know how Riot was like, oh, we're gonna have a new patch with season 14, like new game and everything. Why the hell is Nocturne still broken? I think they lied to me.
You know
That new item is very, very good on him. The one with the when you use your ultimate ability, you have 8 seconds of increased attack speed and movement speed. It was almost made for him. It's so good.
Oh, you mean the assassin item? Okay, yeah. Every
I'm very
ADC's
curious.
worst nightmare.
I'm very curious what was happening at Riot headquarters. Like they were sitting there and they were like, guys, new season, new items. We're getting rid of mythics. They're broken inherently, and it's just not working out for everybody. So instead, we're gonna make smaller, even more broken items that are just basically all of the mythics, but like none of the restraint, none of what holds them back.
Nah, this is the meat table with the Kane ban locked in. The Kane locked in for the side of the Ducks. I don't know how I feel about the Kane going into the Nocturne, but then again, he's an assassin, so why not play him? Oh yes! I love.
All right, we have a hot take here coming from
the Braum pick here.
Yeah, the Braum pick is nice.
Especially with the Maokai and a Kane hovering. I mean, the Braum kind of just dissuades a lot of these kind of like really assassin-y types. I mean, he provides really good shield, really good team fighting, and depending on the ADC, I have one in mind, and I hope they lock in. It's gonna be really good in the bot lane. Ugh, not that one. That's not the one I was hoping.
Yeah, the MF is strong right now. I mean,
I would have liked to have seen something spicy like.
Oh yeah, I mean we all would have liked this.
Like a Draven,
like Twisted Fate ADC.
Ugh. Draven and a Braum.
All right, so the Samira pick here is pretty good.
She's broken. I mean, if you could build lethality, you're just broken.
It's pretty good against Braum too, because Braum has to hold ult, and it has to be a good ult to knock Samira out of hers. It's a little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Samira, especially with her like wind wall, right? She's very good to counter most of the misfortune damage, right? A lot of people will, if they play it right, they'll wait until about halfway through the ult. They'll take some damage. It'll be bad, but it'll be enough for them to get to a point where they can W as they're escaping to mitigate the remaining pieces of damage.
It could be just enough to let her team safely walk sideways, and even that would be huge.
That would be massive, especially with the Braum being able to. Yes, okay. And see, here comes the Yone band. That's actually pretty good. With the LeBlanc band, the Diana band. And Diana has the same problem as Trundle, like, especially with the last game, where even if she's behind, she's strong. So that was a pretty good pick for the 30 seconds to get rid of.
I like the TK ban. Really like the TK ban.
Unbench the Kinch.
I mean, I'm all about unbenching the Kench. It's just more of a TK into their comp would really be hard for Blue Knights, especially with, I mean, the only like mid-range damage you got right now is Misfortune. So just having TK not being able to get to the backline is like really useful. I mean, now they've locked in the Akali too. So Misfortune, Loki, a sitting duck back there. A Braum can only peel so much.
I'm curious about the Nocturne ganks bot off of a single stack of Braum passive. I'd like to see the big catch on Samira if they happen to get a Braum stack on her, because what's she gonna do?
Hopefully take cleanse.
Yeah, I agree.
Hopefully it's taking cleanse, because
hopefully
if not, that's a doomed lane.
All right, so we see the Akali pick, the Karma, which is pretty strong. Gangplank. Very interesting to see the Gangplank. We have two Bush connoisseurs, if you will, in the top lane, it seems. We have Maokai throwing his little saplings.
Honestly, Gangplank with his solid tank in the top lane, and they got a pretty good, like, comp.
It's a good one. It is a good one. I'm curious to see what Eevee's going to do with the Gangplank.
But into a Gangplank, though, that's the hard part. Like, what do you want to play into that? Like, Mundo?
With a Kayn jungle, you want either many CCs or a knockup, because the Gangplank oranges do not really do anything to a knockup, and Malphite is the ticket there.
I like
Malphite is the ticket. You know what? They faked out the Gangplank here with the Maokai pick, thinking that was the top lane. Even I mean, showing
Kayn that early, I kind of knew Maokai was going into the support role. And then they locked in Samira. It was kind of a given at that point. It's like, okay, yeah, that synergy is pretty good. So like just locking the Gangplank in. I mean, I feel like you really can't blind Gangplank. I really feel like that's a. I mean, yeah.
Until six with the ganks. Yes. Yeah, the level 6 with the gank is a problem for Gangplank. That's scary.
I was expecting to see a Rel. I'm not gonna lie. With the Samira pick, I was thinking of either it was gonna be a Rel or maybe like, I don't know, just I was not expecting Maokai in the bot lane, but it was a pleasant surprise, and it is going to be helpful for Samira, knocking somebody closer to her so she can get that knock up even harder. That's going to be pretty great.
He has a lot of hard crowd control, including like he's got the root on the ult, he's got the knockback on the Q, he's got the root on the W, and that's all going to allow Samira to get the little reset she gets off of her passive. Those are all really good.
I had a thought and it's gone.
It's probably because this is a pretty nice stack team. So
my thought. So I have some weird thoughts. So like I'm seeing the team fights play out, and unless Blue Knights can get a team fight where it's they like start the fight, like they fight on their terms, or they fight in like an advantage, like a man advantage, like they might be able to pull it off. But Ducks just got so much mobility, it's going to be really hard for Nocturne to get to Samira, let alone Akali, because she's just going to be zipping in and out of the Shroud, and then she's got her ultimate on top of that. And it's just gonna be really hard. Like Ducks got all of these tools to make Blue Knights' game just really, really hard to do. Like, it's gonna be really hard to pull their comp off. And then
Blue Knights has to get pressure with the Nocturne and get a big lead, because even winning, Ducks, if Blue Knights is winning, Ducks still has the danger of a huge Malphite ult that just immediately is a one team fight for Ducks.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that and go with if they get a huge Maokai ult.
True.
And because when you get the Malphite and the Maokai and you like wombo those combos, wombo those ults together, then Samira just kind of spins around in a circle and your team gets deleted.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, definitely. All right, so before we go to our break, right? Because we're going to do a short break so everyone can, grab their snacks, watch their kids, all that jazz. Any predictions? We'll start with you, Hyper. What
I can't believe you put me on the spot like that.
I know, I gotta get you. I gotta get you.
It's hard. If I'm going off of looking at the comp and just using the champions kits, Ducks definitely have the easier one to execute. It's still a hard one to execute just based off all of the mobility, with all these flanking champions, Kayn and Akali. I mean, they can pull it off a little bit better. It's a lot straightforward. It's like, we're going to flank, we're going to CC, Samir is going to win the game. Where Blue Knights is a little bit harder to execute. You got Karma keeping distance, Misfortune bullet time, Braum kind of peeling, but with so many people diving on your ADC, you can only peel so much, and it won't allow Nocturne to do anything in the game. So I think it's just going to come down to execution. And who's got the more broken champs? I'm gonna say Ducks. I'm gonna say Ducks.
All right. So we have Ducks here. All right. So we're gonna go over to Coach Pat. In your expert opinion, what do you believe is gonna be the turnout for this game?
I don't see a synergy on Blue Knights team with Misfortunal anywhere. I don't see them getting a high value Misfortunal easily. Like, maybe they do, but not an easy one. And Ducks could be behind and just have the easiest win on a team fight. And I gotta give Ducks like a 60 to 70% chance on this one. I'm going with Ducks.
Ooh, all right, going with the Ducks. We're gonna reach out into the booth here. What do you think, Odell? What do you think, Eternal?
Ooh, okay.
Okay, the backpack carry. All right. So we have the 30-second. I'm leaning towards the Ducks. I'm not gonna lie. I'm leaning towards the Ducks.
Oh,
I think we're
2-2. Where's Adam?
We'll have to ask the chat what they think.
Yeah, chat. What do you? Yeah.
I like it.
Exactly. All right. So everyone, take a break. Walk your kids. Get your juice. Get your food. Whatever you need. And we'll meet back here. All right, and we are back into this game with the 32nd versus the 34th. I am super excited for the Blue Knights and the Ducks game. So reaching out to the chat, we asked a question before we went to break. Master Ball Manic, what do you think? As the last person to have put it in the chat before we went to break, what do you think is going to happen with the game right now? As we're waiting for him. We're looking at a pretty standard start from both teams. Actually, it looks like
standard start. What do you mean? They almost invaded.
Yeah, I just realized that. I had to double check. I was like, wait a minute.
I just want to say, if I gotta tell you, if the blue team, if they had just stacked that tri-bush, that was it. Like, how would blue team not annihilate in that 5v5 with the Braum passive? The MF resetting the passive, switching targets all the time for the huge extra damage. Like, I'm shocked that Red Side just ran into that tri-bush.
Yeah, first off, I want to apologize.
How they don't win that, and it's CC, which they lack.
Yeah, they do lack it. I want to apologize. I didn't see earlier in the chat because it disappeared very quickly. It seems Master Ball has broken the tie with the 30-second draft. Easy win. Kayn in 5s is so useless, really.
Neither team had a lot of CC, but Braum could potentially CC all 5 members and then do it again as soon as it starts resetting. It's just scary.
I mean, I could see it. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking of a world where they all have their mobility skills. So yeah, I could definitely see it.
Right now, it's looking like the map is currently in favor of blue, say for top side.
I mean that's where Gangplank wants to be. So I would argue that it is in favor of him.
Malphite's out of mana.
Yeah, and Gangplank really doesn't want to be shoved under tower against a Malphite, I don't believe.
And Gangplank, Gangplank Q versus Malphite Q is really just like, auto versus mana absorbing rock, right?
Right. I mean, I think they both got the same range too.
Gangplank just wants to stack his Krakens to upgrade his ult. Both of the top laners have, Malphite, in his case, he wants 6. Gangplank wants items. Neither of them really benefit from dumping all their mana and not having any pressure in the lane. If Malphite got a gank and he's out of mana, what value does he bring to that 2v1? Not much.
No value.
None whatsoever. No value whatsoever.
I don't like. I'm gonna say it. I know it's an unpopular opinion, and chat can flame me all they want. I cannot stand Arcane Comet Malphite.
For one against Gangplank, it's maybe a bad choice.
It's just annoying. I don't like it because it's annoying.
It is.
I mean, you get slowed up, so it's like guaranteed hit every time. I hate it.
It's a guaranteed hit, and against the top lane that can't sustain, which is not Gangplank, it's very good. Against Gangplank, there could be an argument for Grasp of the Undying to trade with Gangplank and get the bonus health.
Ooh, I think they kind of made him into that right there. I don't know if they're going to be able to get much out of it. I mean, I stand corrected. First blood going over to the Malphite, and they are still going in deep. But look at the damage coming out from Nocturne. He got a double kill. Miss Fortune's looking up for a little bit more. Flashing forward and flash forward as well. We got a triple kill, and the tower takes it away. What a first round engage.
You take it. It doesn't even matter that Nocturne died. Look at the wave. It's crashing. Bot lane loses all of that. The red side bot lane gets none of that golden XP, even though there was a kill on Nocturne. Doesn't even matter. That's so huge for blue team.
I had to take a little breath right there. I mean, I'm trying to figure out this mid lane, how it's gonna go, honestly.
You know what? That was definitely a very interesting interaction in the bot lane. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching it, I was like, are they gonna go for it? Are they gonna get the triple kill here?
I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even see them getting a kill.
Nocturne had.
I'm gonna pause you right there because we got a gank here in the mid lane, and we're gonna get a little bit of extra healing. Flashing forward, Kang missing all of his abilities, and really good plays coming from the red side and trying to keep Nocturne at bay. Akali stepping a little bit too far forward, in my opinion, but already burning her ult force to get out of that one. Just a couple of flashes and ultimates from that play. But you were saying, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh no, that's fine. So Nocturne's cleave on his passive, it massively resets on auto attacks because Nocturne never had to stop auto attacking. He got at least 3 massive cleaves in that engagement, and that's what turned it. Everyone was getting hit by Nocturne every few auto attacks, and when he got the opportunity to get the triple kill and just trade a kill with tank support Maokai, absolutely. And the Samira lost a lot more XP and gold from the wave crashing. That was so good for Blue Knights.
Oh, I
know what?
I'm Cam not doing me any favors because the unstoppable force flashing forward kind of whipped out when I like the ultimate for Gangplank. You be with the kill.
Oh my gosh, Malphite fell for the oldest trick in the book.
The flash forward with no follow-up. I don't know if he didn't have Q or if he didn't have mana. It could have been both.
Oh,
But
I like the channel flash from the Maokai. Wasn't in range enough, but he still gets the root forward, knocks him back. Here comes Samira, but Smitty's health bar almost gets deleted. Ends up still getting the kill onto the Misfortune. Her health bar getting very low. Nocturne coming in for the support, picks up the kill on the Siberia and just laying waste to the jungler and the support. That was really good. That was a really good fear. They're still trying to go for more. Really nice mantra Q coming up from the Karma. Akali on her way down from the river picks up one, and she might be looking for a little bit more, trying to bob and weave into the Shroud, finds the ultimate onto the Nocturne, but the fear is just too good. And now the mid laners are just duking it out, watching the remains of their teammates fiddle off into the fountain.
Wow, that was. There's a lot going on down there. You know, I'm leaning towards the 22nd leaning a lot more now.
That was big for Blue Knights. Akali didn't get a kill. Akali got no kills on that roam. She got 1 assist, and Maokai picking up another kill. That is not where they want the gold.
Oh, that is so bad.
That is bad, actually. Akali burned so much down there to walk away with nothing.
Oh no.
And she almost gave her life there too.
Oh, what an ultimate from the Nocturne.
That was so
really
big.
good fear. I mean, that's it. That's what happens. Nocturne hit 6. Goodbye.
And Nocturne is, of course, as they would, going that new, when you ult, you get huge attack speed and move speed item, and that, as soon as that's complete, oh boy.
I mean, it's pretty oh boy right now. I mean, just toggling over to the gold charts right now, he's 1,000 gold up on his opposing jungler, 1,000 gold up, pretty much across the board.
Kane's looking top. Malphite ult is up.
Oh, nice ultimate force, and you know, Yubi's just kind of gone on that one.
Good give to the Kane too. Good
Yeah,
give.
like
Kane
that.
needs it. Kane definitely needs it to one, the kills give him just a little bit more orbs, right? But it's
Samir
definitely good for
finally
the
taking
Kane
over
to
the sticks.
keep up with the Nocturne's gold, because he is currently behind by quite a little bit of gold, not too
Oh,
much.
watch that mini map. Look at where Akali is right now.
And Akali's looking for a really good gank here.
And she's gonna get spotted out.
Malphite
As soon as she
moved
gets
up a
over
little
into
too
that. Yep, there they see her.
Yep. They see her, and Malphite moved up a little too far, so they definitely were keeping an eye out on that ward.
The top lane matchup right now that's happening is a very
Ooh, Karma face checking the Akali. Kane here on the rotation. Nice Shroud to try to get him out of there, but an ultimate from both sides. And a really good clean coming out for the Akali. Finally got one on the board. And really puts him in good position for Drake, too.
It does,
yeah,
it does.
that was a timely kill.
However, they're going to reset here, which is also a good play, right?
The
The
reset.
30 second knows that the Ducks have, the 30 seconds knows the Ducks have every opportunity to take Drakes right now. So it's a pretty good time to reset just in case, because it looks like they don't have a lot of vision into blue side, so they don't know where Nocturne is, right? But Nocturne's
They're
looking
about
at
to
more
find
bigger,
out.
better things.
Yep, their pings onto that Baron pit. He's clearing out that ward.
You know, though, the Ducks have to be confident that in a 4-on-3 with Maokai able to actually just focus the Nocturne, that they could have taken the easy drag. The reset was a little not timely because they did have the kill that they got.
I think the reset was more so the setup for this grub play, because we see Maokai already up here in the top lane. I think they want to get both objectives, but Kane's backing off, so maybe not quite.
Don't know why he would be backing off.
This will be
I
a
mean, he's
perfect
gonna
time right here.
go here onto this right now. Nocturne
Ooh.
a little caught out using that blast cone to get away.
The wrong direction Q.
Oh, what a nice dash forward from the Samira right there, but she's still stunned up. And Misfortune picks up a kill under tower. Who needs the jungler? I'll dive you by myself. Yeah, I don't see Yubi contesting this one.
Not a chance.
I don't think Blue Knights can contest this one. Really nice shuriken from the Akali. Yubi trying to get in there. A really nice ultimate. And from all sides,
Nocturne
really nice hands from Yubi. He gets out of that one. And then here comes it Nocturne. And just a lot of damage coming out from the blue side right now. A really nice fear saving Yubi's life. And that shielding as well. Mid laner picks up a kill. And now we're looking at the top laner. The Blast Cone kind of fakes him out. And Kayn is, meanwhile, just getting all of the little grub mites. They got all 6.
They got all 6.
Waited.
I don't even think we paid attention to the first grub grab. Now that I think about it, yeah, I didn't see the first wave go, but we're sitting on the second wave of grubs gone to the red side, along with Ocean Drake.
Nocturne waited a long time there. I think Nocturne was afraid of the Malphite ult, but you have to be confident that you can use your W to block that as the Nocturne. He waited quite a while. That could have been it was iffy, but it could have been a fight where they actually could push Kayn off of the grubs if Nocturne had gone in sooner.
I like this. Oh, they're not going to commit, man.
So I reached back to their tech booth. I'm being told that the Kayn was on grubs while Noct was on the Krug, the spot lane. I think that was leading up to another fight that happened.
Ah, okay.
I want to say that Cluck on Braum has done an excellent job of applying passive to multiple targets this game.
Ooh, I like this rotation down here in the bot lane. We have a TP coming out from the Karma, flanking onto the Samir. Samir jumps onto her, but I'm going to rotate over to the north side of the river. Oh, just kidding. I'm going to go back to the south side. Nocturne ulting on top of the Samira. Probably could have picked the target a little bit closer to this next fight. Really nice. Good layer of the CC, and goodbye, jungler. Hand it to the ADC. Thank you.
That Nocturne ult was maybe a little unnecessary on the Samira. I also would have loved to see it on a different target, but they secure kills and they're looking good.
You know what? They're playing, not me.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's the support that got killed right there. So not a huge loss on the red side, but it is still a gain of gold for the blue team. So 32nd is definitely showing that they're here and they mean business.
And objective bounty is coming out now as well.
Red side has the objective advantage, but they are down by quite a few gold as a team.
Oh, 5,000 gold. I can't math.
Yes.
I read 1,000 for some reason. I don't know.
We'd like it to be 1,000.
We would like it to be 1,000.
I mean, that's a lot of damage right there. That was really good damage. I mean, the 34th would love it to be 1,000.
I mean, yes, honestly.
Samira all alone bot against Misfortune, just not quite able to do anything.
Yeah, looking at the opposite team, there's a pretty sizable difference between each of the lanes. The only champs that are close in gold are the Braum and the Maokai, but that's just because they're support. Outside of that, we're looking at least 1,000 gold, or no,
2,000 in some cases.
2,000 in some cases, all the way down to about 5. 32nd is up by.
Trying to jump on the MF, pops the heal. I mean, kind of save it for next game on that one. You're kind of done either way. I mean, she does get a return kill from the tower, but look at the top lane. Unstoppable Force, and Nocturne follows up with his, and Braum as well. He gets the fear, he gets the stun, he gets the kill. Give one over to Yubi.
You know, it's crazy this season, right? I've seen so many bot laners roaming a lot more, not just like your traditional ones.
Plays. Oh, the Akali hands! Oh, what was that?
We gotta look at a couple things there. So even though the trade with Misfortune killing someone bot happened, that is first turret to Dux. Oh.
Red team's turret has been destroyed. She's not gonna do anything.
And then number 2, Gerbs possibly looking for a kill with the Karma ult used on the Q instead of the W for the healing, which against Akali might have kept him alive.
I like the play. I like where his head's at. I also like what they're doing here. 32nd going for the Herald rather than the Drake. Just because of all that CC, and they can just burst it down so fast. Wait, do you all get Baron empowered?
Yeah,
Anyone who
everyone
takes it.
participated,
Stop!
Yes.
I kind of like
During
that.
our next break, I'm going to talk about some of the new changes that have happened, just so that our audience and our teams kind of understand everything that has changed about the map. There are quite a few changes. Quite a few.
Chem Tech. Oh, look at this gank setup. Do they get it? No, they don't get it in time. Oh, Nocturne ulting. Okay, a flash forward here. Gonna drop the smite. He's gonna get slowed up by that W from Kane. Here comes two ultimates. Gangplanks and Maokai from downtime. Yubi still gets the kill though from his cannon barrage. And they are just stuck between three members. A TP coming out from the side of Gangplank, but he's gonna get sandwiched between three members. A really nice bullet time, but it doesn't matter because when you bullet time in front of Maokai, you happen to die. Luckily, that Braum is there to try to help heal. They do get the stun. I don't know if the ADC has what it has. It left in the tank, does not. Spinny picks up a kill, and the Braum is just there, left to see his team members die in the face of an ace.
Braum ulted early because they thought they could kill Samira, and then there was nothing left. The Braum ult and the Braum passive were both down, and Samira gets a free ult and cleans up.
I want to point out that three things happened during that fight. One, Malphite walked away with 1,000 gold that put him closer to this Gangplank and possibly puts him back in the game as far as damage goes. Two, ADC just came out of nowhere, cleaned up at the very end, walk away with a decent amount of gold. It looks like the 32nd had a plan. They were going to execute. It's going to be great. Kind of got thrown into the wrenches when that Malphite killed Nocturne, and everything kind of fell through from there.
I want to clarify top lane.
Not a big fan of Graves' TP where he TP'd. I like the idea of the TP, just not where he did it. Personally.
You were saying, Coach?
I want to clarify in the top lane, Gangplank has 2 items and he's doing very well. He needs, realistically, 4 items before he's just a monster. Do you know what Malphite needs? He needs to press R. That's it.
That's it.
Press R with
now that
fight.
he picked up some gold, he's got a couple of items. Looks like he's splitting his build. He's getting all the main items for each of the items he wants. It's a pretty good tactic because he's getting the benefits from most of the armors that he wants. And then on top of that, Warden's Mail, aptly, its passive, his name's Rock Solid. Definitely good for his passive as well.
Rock Solid.
I'm torn. I want Malphite to finish an item. I'm torn.
Same.
He's getting some good passive.
Oh, there it is,
but...
Frozen Heart.
And we see the item finish with the Frozen Heart, going in with the Winter's Caress, Rock Solid. And I was thinking that was going to be his first because he had the Wardens and the...
He's just sitting on the bombies, though. I don't get it.
The bombies he needs to wave clear. He needs to help wave clearing if GP were to push. But it's not uncommon to get the bombies and then complete a different item next.
Yeah, especially because Bombies there is now an armor and an MR set up for Bombies. So I'm curious to see what that turns into.
And it looks like he's even skipping that. He appears to be building a Thornmail next.
He is preemptively building that Thornmail because it's going to be very helpful against Nocturne and against Misfortune. So
I'm gonna be honest with you though, neither of them really have healing right now.
The Q damage, did you see that? That was gross.
Right? Bramble Vest gives both Grievous Wounds and does damage back to the attacker. Pretty good item.
I like what Nocturne did. Drove Shelly like sideways so they can finish taking the tower. The flank though, the flank. It's gonna be a 4v4 here in the mid lane. Unfortunately, those roots aren't gonna catch anybody. TP coming out from the Akali. She's gonna jump right in on there. Nocturne is gonna fall. Next up to go is a lightning, the storm surge. Oh my god, that item, get it out of the game. Get it out.
Gangplank's looking to take top, and Ducks just say, "We'll take a Baron."
That's actually a pretty good play by the Ducks right here. Taking Baron puts them in a position to be a threat.
Honestly, Gangplank should just continue to go.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing.
Well, they have no idea what's happening. They have no idea what's happening.
Ooh, true. No vision. Not where it needs to be. They have vision, just not of the pit area.
Very early Baron. Hopefully they can turn it into something. Some gold positives. They've decreased that gold by a significant amount, only down by 1,000 now. And all of their members got bounties too. Wow.
This is what I was worried about. Ducks could lose, and it doesn't matter. They've got such a good engage with their comp. Malphite can press R. There you go.
But if Yugi does what I think he's doing and just starts barrel stacking, those team fights aren't going to look good. Braum stepping way too far up right there, but really good. Ultimate, the layer, the bullet time, the kills. Smitty down very low health, a really nice exhausted. Gangplank just annihilates him with his barrels. Looking for it, but it's going to go right over to the Misfortune. Maokai forced to flash out of that one, and, you know, Hoochu is just got to get out. He just got to leave, and that's a free drink in favor of the 32nd.
I see why Hoochu picked Blue Chain, right? He wants to kill Misfortune, he wants to kill... and, you know, take the Nocturne pretty soon. But I think this was a red game.
It was a red King game.
This was a red King game, right? Not just from getting stacks. I think this is a red King game solely based off of the fact that they have a Samira on their team. The Darks have everything set up for Samira to just be a menace. But they went for burst damage, not to stay.
It's also even more crowd control. Like, just the extra knockup from Red Kane would be really helpful.
Yeah. And the heal. Kane is very vulnerable when he comes out of his ult. Not having that heal to bring his health back to where it needs to be, and the fact that Rage Blade no longer exists.
Oh, they're going to be looking for a top dive here on Yubi. I mean, when you got those two champs looking down on you, I don't think you get out of that one. I do like his ultimate, though, dropping it onto the tower, clearing the wave, and what an annihilation coming out from the Nocturne. And we have a TP coming out from Karma, trying to help provide a little bit of support, and they are getting Maokai down very low, but they're going to choose their target as Smitty. Smitty goes down, Nocturne picks that kill up, Maokai dives right back on in, only to get escorted to the fountain.
You know Samira made a big misplay there. Samira did not know that the only projectile from Karma had already been used.
Exactly.
Oh no.
Is on, she should have dashed through and just committed to doing damage. But red team is going to take bot tower, and it's going to somewhat even out the map. Malphite's going to try to get them off of this turret and do some damage. He is a tank, though, so he's just stalling them.
If Malphite could have waited 5 seconds.
Right there on the Karma. Karma surviving very little bit. TP coming out from the Gangplank, kind of just trying to stop the 34th from pursuing any further, but it don't look like they want to stop. That's a lot of damage. Oh, really good. Oh, really good ultimate from the Braum. He manages to pick up another kill. Unfortunately, that Storm Surge is just too good. Nocturne ultimate is live. They can't see, but he doesn't want to dive on in.
There's been some big barrels in the last few minutes from Gangplank. They're really just saying, you want to walk in, get blown up.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment real quick and address what's been going on in the chat. Hyper, they are loving your shot calling right now. They love the energy. They love everything about it. So, you know, you're getting some pretty good kudos from the chat right now.
I appreciate you, chat. I'm checking over. It is my first time casting one of y'all's games, our games, these games, however you want to phrase it. First time casting one of these games, but not my first time casting in general.
Yes, indeed. In fact, I remember last year we had talked about you possibly casting at some point.
I wanted to, but I was, for some reason, I didn't feel like being selfish. I wanted to be like team player and wanted my casting partners to come. And if they weren't like available, I wasn't going to do it. And then I realized I should just be selfish.
Honestly, and you know, we're always looking for, you know, people who bringing some energy to this, having fun, having a good time. Keep it up. Keep up the good work, man.
Oh my god, the Hex Flash channel. Every time I see that ability getting channeled, I get scared. And I'm not even in the game. Oh my god, what is that damage? Oh my god!
Ooh.
I'll tell you what that damage is. I'll tell you exactly what the damage is. That is, Akali is still in this game. If anyone was wondering, Akali is still in this game.
What was that damage?
Gangplank was
crazy?
walking. Good.
What's crazy is Akali didn't even go electric. That's a Conqueror Akali slapping down some damage. You could only imagine how much more damage it would have been with that execute insta pro.
Yo, Storm Surge, what is this? What is this item? What is this item?
Gangplank was walking around top lane, and Akali tapped him on the shoulder and said, "You can't do this."
She taps him on the shoulder. I think you're thirsty. Go to the fountain.
You know, speaking of thirst, today's game is sponsored by water. Please hydrate. Hydrate.
Hydrate.
We got a little setup happening mid right now. It looks like Baron just came up, and Ducks are looking for a catch so that they can take that Baron.
Honestly, the 30 seconds should kind of just give Baron and then take the Drake. I mean, personally, that's how I feel. I don't know how you feel about that, Matt.
It's a tough call because it's so close. It's so close. They just looking at the waves, like the Akali is split pushing without TP.
That's kind of.
They could just fight here.
That is kind of wild. I mean, they are gonna try to do it. Brahm's gonna dive right on in. Here comes a teleport coming out from the Karma, and a bullet time just ripping through the shreds of the 34. Their health bar is annihilated. The team is dead, and they just don't know what to do except just let Akali keep doing what she's doing. How does Maokai still get a kill? How? Oh my god, he's so tanky.
If Karma,
tanky.
Tank meta.
If Karma could stop the split push from Akali,
Honestly, yes,
Braum and
MF, yes.
yeah, Braum and MF could take that Baron. They just didn't. They didn't want to do it. They had
Go to
30
the Drake,
seconds.
yes. Take it.
At least get the token Drake. They could have had a Baron. They had 30 seconds of death
I don't
timers.
think they had the damage for the Baron. They had the Karma. They definitely got the damage for the Drake, though.
It looks like the Ducks aren't going to be aware of the Drake take right here, but there's really not much you can do to stop it.
Yeah. Oh
Crazy.
my gosh. I'm looking at the
Crazy.
chat. Somebody said they want me to do their eulogy.
I'm loving this. I'm loving the energy, chat. And shout out to you, chat. Shout out to you, right? Because part of what makes this really fun is watching you guys interact with what we're doing, and also just commenting on the game. And it gives us a definitely good distraction, and it makes it fun for everybody. So keep it up.
I just like yelling into my monitor.
Hyper would be like, Rogue Clown 6 dying just as he lived, respectfully.
Respectfully. And here he is, coming with the pallbearers. He
Coming
lived
with the
gracefully.
pallbearers,
He
exactly.
lived less gracefully.
I notice you,
I
Dizzy
do
Diaz. I notice you.
Getting back to the Gabriel Fest, I gotta give it to credit to the 34th. They set up their objectives so good. So good. If you toggle red side vision right now, like they got that entire entrance like viewed.
They have Malphite TP too. They've actually got the smart split this time.
Yeah, but Blue
appropriate.
Side has their jungle viewed out, so there's not a lot of opportunities for Red to really sneak.
Well, Red isn't gonna sneak it. Red doesn't have to do anything. They just
They
have
just
to
have to
have
let 'em
somebody
walk in.
respond. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I mean, if Blue Side just walks in to Red Side the wrong way, they can almost instantly blow them up.
Akali just got TP, and they're making the decision to have Akali do the split
Wait,
instead of Malphite. I don't know if they needed to. I can see why they would do it. I think they should have all stayed exactly where they were, and it was a good position for Ducks, and they gave it up.
I mean, they honestly could have just forced Baron.
Yeah,
Like,
they had
forced
the
them to
TP
team
bot.
fight. And not even the TP, they got the ultimates for it. I mean, now look at what they're doing. Blue side's trying to find a pick onto the Akali, and here comes the Nocturne ultimate from downtown, and that Storm Surge ability is just so broken. A really nice TP coming out from the Malphite, excuse me. Also, the unstoppable force that he is comes in. Red side cleans up, and they get one kill, but what was it worth?
The
Oh my
hourglass.
gosh.
The hourglass
The
was
hourglass
so
play was
big.
perfect. It was perfect. It kept them there. They didn't have anything to reset off.
It
Oh,
was just
no.
that extra 2 seconds where they couldn't do anything about Akali, and they decided to commit for the kill, and it hurt.
And Akali came out of that Zonya swinging. She was ready. She was like, I'm here. Don't you worry. I'll be right here when I get out.
Oh, dude, it was brutal. But it honestly, the thing that turns that fight is Malphite's TP on top of his ultimate. Like, just the presence alone, his tank stats, and then he throws in some CC and damage. It just kind of sets the stage for Akali to clean it up.
Don't forget them being mathematically correct.
Matt, what do you mean?
Akali is sitting mathematically correct. She's got all the Demaglio, all the damage, all of it's right there.
Oh my god, I just looked at it. Oh lord, that's a lot of damage. I don't even know what to say to that.
She doesn't even need the pen. It's really just Nocturne that she would want to be killing with that pen with his Mob on Mortius. Everyone else is bare.
I'm very curious to see what Akali's final item is going to be.
I mean,
Like, there's so many different options there. It's just really, it's just a matter of, do I want to do damage, or do I want to just do something, I don't know, a little nutty?
I like this kill bush they have set up right here, right? And they're gonna pop the Nocturne ultimate, jumping right onto the Samir. Samir tries to dive in, and a well-timed bullet time, followed by that Braum ultimate. They ended up picking up one, but they lose two in the process. But the damage is still going. Malphite jumps right in onto the ADC. They do get the chain CC, and Nocturne's damage is just too strong. The ADC managed to find a kill, but that just gets annihilated by the Akali. Her damage is just so insane. Picks off the gangplank and now looks to go to the Braum. Braum flashes away. Needs one more hit for his passive to go off. Really nice shield, trying to buy a little bit of time, trying to get retreat over to the tower. Slows up the Kayn, but Akali doesn't throw her ability down. Doesn't clean up the kill. I thought she was gonna get another ace.
That was like the beginning of Rocky 2. Ducks were like, hey, Blue Knights, did you give it your all? And they're like, yeah, we did. And it just wasn't enough. It was so close.
Oh man, that was really close. That was
incredibly
really close.
There was a lot of gold being tossed around too. A lot of bounties were being picked up by
The engage was great. Samira got feared back into the misfortune bullet time. This Samira wasn't even part of it.
Lord, that was so good! Oh my god!
What a play by Karma right there. What a play by Karma. You know, if we had an instant replay,
Drake, 50-second
I would throw it on right now.
Free Drake, yes. That was so good. They needed that.
But I want to point something out there. Samira did exactly what Samira needed to do in that fight, which was prevent a lot of the bullet time damage. And that's what her team needed there. That was the sacrifice that was given in that earlier fight.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, yeah,
Akali not being able to follow up on that Braum kill, that really wrenched into the plans.
The Gangplank even had a massive...
Akali! Akali! Let's go!
Take back what I said earlier. I don't know what Akali's doing anymore.
Oh my god. The CC was so well timed.
Maokai bot right now. Question mark. That was a strange positioning from support Maokai to be pushing a bot wave super deep. Just not there to help the team at all.
We're on Soul Point. We got Baron. We got 4 items across the board. Gold doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, it's so late. That little gold differential is nothing.
Oh, this game.
Right now, the gold difference. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say this game is so entertaining.
Yeah, the goal difference right now, it really just comes down to like, what is that final like unga bunga item, right? I'm gonna be using that phrase a lot, right? But what is that final item that's just gonna, push the damage I already have to the edge? Both teams have a lot of damage, a lot of armor right now. It just comes down to like what utility.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good. They forced a massive ability out of the Malphite.
They have about 30 to 40 seconds to push something here. No Malphite ult is a detriment for Ducks.
Oh, they know Kayn is on blue side too because they just saw the buff get transferred over too.
All right, so looking at
30. I mean, the 30 seconds in a really great position. They got the better siege potential.
All right, looking at the goal differences right here. MF is up about 5K. Akali is up about 5K. And
I mean, but MF has something that Samira doesn't. That's Guardian's Angel. Akali's just trying to get into the back line, throwing her shurikens back there. And I love what Karma's doing is just playing with that fine line of her max range.
Malphite ult is back up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get a lot, but they did provide a lot of presence there in the mid lane because now, look, Gangplank's able to push that bot wave all the way up and start adding pressure down there. But man, Kayn just does a lot of burst damage. His health bar is half now, and Akali might be trying to look over there. Wasn't able to get much. Did blow her ultimate as well. And here comes Nocturne. She does use that shuriken to flip over, and a bullet time to come in clean, just ripping through the shreds of the team. Akali is down. This is their shot. This is their chance. Malphite's health bar is not nearly annihilated. And now 30-second looks to push the game to an end.
That Akali kill was big for the 30-second. This might be the push they need to win. If they play
really
smart,
good stone right there onto the support. Support is fallen. They do take the tower. Looking for the inhibitor now. Malphite's health bar has regained its entirety. Now he is just as tanky as he was before. Looking for the Nexus turns, but they do not have the wave and they don't have the Baron anymore. I don't know how much they could do to siege this one.
They've got 20 seconds. I think one more wave, if they don't get something, they gotta go.
Oh, wow. Wow. They do find a really good barrel, and Nocturne dives in onto Smitty. Smitty gets annihilated. And they're just taking out the Nexus turrets one right after the other, and the damage dealers are backline taking one Mount trying to buy time for his team to survive, but the 30 seconds seals it away.
Blue Knights said kill buildings, and they did it.
Wow. What a crazy time. What a crazy time. All right, looking at this after action, right? I gotta say.
Oh, that's gross. Oh, that's gross.
I gotta say.
Look at the damage. Oh my
the damage
God.
is gross. Let's go into a little bit more advanced. Let's go into the advanced details of this game real quick. All right, let's take a real good look at the damage that happened in this game, because we saw a lot of kills being thrown about, but let's see what was going on in this game. Right? It is crazy. It is crazy. Let's look at these charts. Right? Gangplank out here sitting at a grand total 48,822.
But that's Gangplank though. We can.
That's Gangplank. Oh, I'm gonna get there.
It's a little inflated.
Right? Akali was catching up, trying to catch up, but towards the end, Akali was just falling off. Gangplank was always where he needed to be. Like, a couple of times he got caught up, but he was always where he needed to be to help his team damage, right? Akali did a couple of things there that was going on, but let's pull out the real big gap here. Samira.
Samira was shut down. She just could never. She could never get in there.
Game. She was pushed out of the game. She turned into a secondary support for this game.
She had maybe one time where I would say probably should have gone in, but all the rest of the time she was just getting shoved out. They just didn't. They were like, Samira, you're out of this game. You're done.
Even the Maokai was putting out a little bit more than the Samira. That's how bad Samira had it. And even still, there were a couple of times where Samira really pulled for her team and got it set up. Before we get ready for our next game, because we are running a little bit over, because this game went a little longer, plus the setup for it went longer. Do we have any shout outs, any call outs, any parting shots?
No.
All right.
I got nothing.
The silence speaks volumes. All right, everyone, we're going to take a break as we get ready for our final game tonight. As a reminder, get your snacks, walk your kids, or put them to bed. It is that bedtime weekend, but Cartoon Network don't run all night anymore, right?
Yeah.
So, get those kids to bed, get your snacks, get your adult beverage, whatever you need, and we'll see you on the next game coming up very shortly.